नमः सर्वेभ्यः। मम नाम मंजिरी, संस्कृतभारत्याः कार्यकर्त्री अस्मि अहम्। ध्येयमन्त्रेण अद्यतनकार्यक्रमस्य आरम्भं कुर्मः। पठामि संस्कृतं नित्यं, वदामि संस्कृतं सदा, ध्यायामि संस्कृतं सम्यक्, वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। संस्कृतस्य प्रसाराय नैजं सर्वं ददाम्यहम्। संस्कृतस्य सदा भक्तो, वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। संस्कृतस्य कृते जीवन्, संस्कृतस्य कृते रजन्, आत्मानमाहुतं मन्ये, वन्दे संस्कृतमातरम्। हिन्दुधर्मं समाजं च पवित्रां संस्कृतिं तथा संरक्षणनुकुर्याम विश्वं शान्तिसमन्वितम्। हिन्दुपरम्परा मासस्य अङ्गत्वेन संस्कृतभारत्या प्रतिदिनं हिन्दुपरम्परा मरणम इत्ययं कार्यक्रमः आयोजितः अस्ति। हिन्दूनां नैकानि योगदानानि, तत्र योगः अपि अन्यतमः। अद्य योगविषये किञ्चित् जानीमः। वक्त्री अस्ति श्रीमती कल्पनादेवी त्यागराजन् महोदया। 3 वर्षेभ्यः सा योगभारत्याः कार्यकर्त्री अस्ति। नमस्ते भगिनी, कार्यक्रमं प्रति स्वागतम्। योगविषयककथनं भागचतुष्टये भवति। अद्य द्वितीयभागः। अद्यतनविषयः अस्ति योगेन स्वास्थ्यरक्षणम्।
Namaste. Welcome to Yoga Bharati's video on integrated approach of yoga for health and wellness. In this video, we look into the definition of health and how yoga fits into that definition using the Panchakosha Model or the 5 sheathed personalities as defined in the yogic texts. Let us begin by understanding what health is. According to the World Health Organization, health is considered to be a state of physical, mental, spiritual, and social well-being. And it is not necessarily the absence of disease or infirmity. Now coming to the yogic definition of health. The Sanskrit word for health is swastha. Swa as in the self and stha as in being, established in. Both yoga and its sister science view health or swastha to be a holistic approach to wellness. They evaluate a person's physical, mental, energy levels before devising a health plan. Now, the yogic sciences view the body, mind, and spirit as being interconnected. So the further from this established center that a person gets, the more aswast or unhealthy he becomes. Let's now try to understand what the self is using the Panchakosha model. According to Taittiriya Upanishad, there are 5 layers in a person. The first layer is the Manomayakosha, which is the physical aspect of a person. It is the body of a person which can be seen, touched, felt, etc. The way to connect to this layer in the best way is to do yoga asanas, have a good diet, or do regular kriyas, which is cleansing of the system. The next layer is the Manomayakosha, which is the pranic body in each one of us. This is the life-giving force in us, which helps us do everyday actions in life, something even as simple as taking a breath. The best way to connect to this layer is doing pranayama, which is controlling the prana in the body using breathing techniques. Now the third layer is Manomayakosha, which comprises the mental emotions in each one of us. It is called the mental sheath. It has to do with the emotions in us, which is the guilt, the fear, the sadness, the anger. And a good way to keep this layer in balance is to either sing songs or bhajans or go into meditation. The fourth layer is the Manomayakosha, or the intelligence facet of a person's personality. As part of this layer, there comes the powers of discriminations and discernment. Studying the scriptures, understanding them, rationalizing, or even understanding problems around us, these are the ways where we connect to this intelligence facet in us. Now, the last but not the least is the Anamayakosha, which is the bliss sheath. This is the true inner layer in us. We connect to this layer using either in deep sleep or when we go into intense and active relaxation. Connecting this Panchakosha model back to health. When we are in swastika, we are established in ourselves, and all these koshas that we saw are in balance and in equilibrium. When we move away from our true selves, or when there is a conflict between the koshas, for example, the mind-body complex, then we get unhealthy. It should also be understood that health is not a binary state. It is a gradient. The further we move away, the more unhealthy we are. This graph, which is the health gradient graph, beautifully elaborates this. The center of the graph shows the human state of general awareness. As we progress down further, we get into a state of illness and irritation, which is a negative state of mind. As we go further down, the animalistic state comes into being. This Pashvi sthiti is manifested with tendencies towards exhaustion, mentally impulsive, or being anxious and depressed. And chronic behavior of this kind may slip a person into the demonic or the Rakshasi sthiti. This signifies breakdown, mental illness leading to sadism, even harm, self-harm, or harming others. On the upper portion of the graph, we see the positive state of health where the average person is robust and resilient to everyday challenges in life. Evolving from the state of mind is a wise state where the person is ready to give back to society or immerse in a sense of seva. Even further up, as a person continues in this frame of mind, they can get into the Buddha or the Paramahamsa state, where nothing in life disturbs or challenges them. They are always in a state of blissful harmony, within and without, and they do not get troubled by the vagaries of life. As we saw, health is not a mere absence of disease, but it's a continuum in either the positive or the negative direction. Many of us, however, complain of health issues by the age of 40s or even in the 30s. How do we get into this negative state? The answer to this is stress. We all tend to blame negative situations or stressful situations for our unhealthy life. So for a healthy life, we need to be stress-free, right? What do you think? Is stress good or is stress bad? Let's take a moment to understand stress before we answer that question. Stress is such an often used word today. It is known to even impact school children. Stress is simply nothing but our body's response to a demanding situation. We have a lot of stressors in life. It can be family, friends, finance, or even a move from one city to another. The response to such a situation is called the sympathetic response, which means we either fight with the situation, we deal with it, or we take flight or escape from the situation. Whatever be our response, after handling the situation, we come back to our original relaxed state of being. This is known as the parasympathetic response. Which brings us back to the point. Is stress good or bad? Yes, stress can actually be good. This graph, the human function graph, beautifully explains the different levels of stress. We have what is known as the eustress or the good stress, which helps us do our everyday job. We can do everyday routine as well as take up new challenges in life which actually makes us feel good and gives us a sense of fulfillment. As long as we are able to complete our task and come back to our relaxed state of being, we are fine. It is only when we go from one task to another without any break or without any rest, we tend to get into the mode of distress. This is when a chronic stress eventually leads to exhaustion and then breakdown. This can also subsequently lead to chronic illnesses like diabetes and hypertension or even cancer. And all of this mostly depends on the weakest link in a person's genetic disposition. So how do we come back to our positive side? Yoga is the solution. Let's elevate our understanding now with two important thoughts: the power of choice and the power of perspectives. Life will throw its curveballs at us at every turn. It can be in the form of simple everyday routine, or it can be in the form of the rare demanding situation. Take the example of being stuck in traffic after an entire tiring days of work. We are physically limited in that space. There is only so much we can do. But in the realm of the mind, our choices are more. How we choose to act in that situation is entirely up to us. We can either fret and fume about the situation, our inability to do anything about it, or our exhaustion, or we can choose to unwind and even recharge with some music. As Shankara says, kartum akartum anyata kartum shakyam. Adverse situations will present itself at every turn in our life. But how we choose to act in those circumstances is completely up to us. Yoga teaches us the mental strength to exercise our choice that we've always had. This unfettered choice is what will transcend us beyond the physical and mental realms into the spiritual realms. Coming to the choice of perspectives. We all have our own mental filters and perspectives of life. These are the perspectives that guide us in perceiving situations around us and in acting or reacting to a situation. Evolution for us has to do with evolving perspectives. As we navigate the many events of life, we will learn and broaden these perspectives. Sri Aurobindo, in his synthesis of yoga, quotes Swami Vivekananda as defining yoga to be a means of compressing evolution in a single lifetime. Yoga has this ability to offer the sadhaka to learn and obtain this broad vision of life, in which everything pales into insignificance when you compare with life. Life is much more grander than anything that's out there and anyone that's out there, including you and me. Getting in touch with your innermost Ananda is as simple as watching your breath. All you need is a 10 by 2 mat to connect deep within. A consistent sadhana in this space will take you to the heights of human potential. You will be able to find peace in any circumstance of life, be it the edge of excitement or the depths of despair. With committed practice, even a novice hiker can reach the tip of Himalayas. In fact, you can compare life to a mountain in which you navigate with an incredible level of comfort. All you have to do is take up yoga as a daily sadhana. The wonder that is yoga can remove the self-created shackles that we have and all the negative tendencies that seem to bind us, and ultimately will set us free with an amazing sense of liberation. Dhanyavad.
धन्यवादः भगिनी. अग्रिमसप्ताहे बालानां कृते योगशिक्षणम् एतस्य विषये निरूपणं भवति. तस्मिन् सत्रे छात्राः योगासनानां प्रदर्शनम् अपि करिष्यन्ति. अधुना शान्तिमन्त्रेण एतम् अवधिं समापयामः. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अग्रिमबुधवासरे पुनर्मिलामः। शुभं भवतु।
ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।